Doctor's warning, why walking too much after 70 can accelerate aging and what to do instead. Hey there, friends. I'm thrilled to sit down with you today and dive into a topic that's close to my heart and, frankly, one that I think deserves a lot more attention than it gets. If you're over 70 or even approaching that milestone, you've probably heard time and time again that walking is the golden ticket to staying healthy, active, and youthful. I mean, who hasn't been told to just keep walking as the ultimate prescription for aging well? It's simple, it's free, and it feels good to get those steps in, right? But here's the thing, and I say this with all the passion of a doctor who's spent decades studying the human body. What if I told you that relying too much on walking after 70 could actually be speeding up the aging process rather than slowing it down? Now, don't get me wrong, walking is wonderful. It gets your heart pumping, your legs moving, and it's a fantastic way to enjoy a sunny day. But as we age, our bodies demand more than just a daily stroll to stay strong, balanced, and truly vibrant. Over the past few years, I've seen a growing wave of research and plenty of real-life cases in my own practice that's made one thing crystal clear: after 70, leaning too heavily on walking as your only form of exercise can quietly set the stage for muscle loss, joint strain, and even a higher risk of falls. That's not the kind of aging anyone wants. So today, I'm here to share a doctor's warning, one that's grounded in science, experience, and a genuine desire to see you thrive in your later years. Walking too much without mixing in other critical forms of movement can accelerate aging, but the good news? There's a better way. I'm going to walk you through 5 game-changing priorities that experts including myself now recommend over endless walking. These aren't just tips, they're the real secrets to maintaining strength, energy, and independence well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll have a roadmap to aging gracefully, and trust me, the last one's a hidden gem almost no one talks about, but it could be the key to adding years to your life. The walking myth: why more isn't always better. Let's start by busting a myth that's been around for ages, the idea that walking more is always better, no matter your age. It's easy to see why this belief took root. Walking is low impact, accessible, and studies have long shown it boosts cardiovascular health, improves mood, and keeps your legs limber. For decades, doctors including me have encouraged people to lace up their shoes and hit the pavement. And for younger folks or those in their 50s and 60s, that advice still holds plenty of water. But after 70, the story changes. As we age, our bodies go through some pretty remarkable shifts. Muscle mass starts to slip away, a condition called sarcopenia, joints lose their cushioning, and balance becomes trickier to maintain. Walking, for all its benefits, doesn't fully address these changes. It's fantastic for your heart and lower body endurance, but it doesn't build muscle, stretch your joints, or challenge your stability in the ways your body now needs. Picture this: if you're walking an hour a day but ignoring strength, balance, or flexibility, you might be keeping your ticker happy while quietly letting your muscles waste away, your joints stiffen, and your risk of a stumble creep up. That's not staying young, that's aging faster than you have to. I've seen this play out in my patients time and again. Take Margaret, a spry 72-year-old who walked 2 miles every morning like clockwork. She swore by it, said it kept her feeling alive. But then she started noticing her knees ached after every walk, and one day, she nearly tripped stepping off a curb. She came to me confused, saying, "Doc, I'm doing everything right, why's this happening?" After a quick assessment, it was clear: her muscles were weakening, her balance was off, and her joints were crying for help. Walking was part of her routine, but it wasn't enough anymore. That's when we shifted gears, and I'll share what we did in a moment. The truth is, aging isn't just about staying active, it's about staying smartly active. After 70, your body needs a well-rounded approach to movement, not a one-size-fits-all solution. So let's dive into the 5 areas you should prioritize instead of banking on walking alone. These aren't complicated or out of reach, they're simple, practical, and backed by science. Ready? Let's get started. 1. Strength training, the muscle-saving superpower. First up, strength training. If there's one thing I wish I could shout from the rooftops, it's this: after 70, preserving your muscle mass is non-negotiable. Sarcopenia, that sneaky muscle loss I mentioned earlier, starts creeping in as early as your 30s, but it really picks up speed after 70. Studies show we lose about 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade if we don't do something about it. And here's the kicker: walking, while great for stamina, doesn't give your muscles the resistance they need to fight back. Why does this matter? Muscle isn't just about looking toned, it's your body's foundation for independence. It's what lets you carry groceries, climb stairs, or get up from a chair without a struggle. Lose too much, and suddenly those everyday tasks feel like climbing Everest. Plus, muscle mass is tied to everything from better balance to a sharper mind. Research from the Journal of Gerontology even links it to a longer life expectancy. So when I say strength training is a priority, I mean it's a lifeline. Now, I know what you might be thinking: Doc, I'm not about to start bench pressing at the gym. And you don't have to. Strength training can be as simple as using resistance bands, lifting light dumbbells, or even doing body weight moves like squats or wall push-ups. Take Robert, a 74-year-old patient of mine. He walked every day, thinking he had aging licked. But then he noticed he couldn't lift a box that used to feel like nothing, and standing up from the couch was a chore. I got him started with some basic exercises: squatting with a chair for support, curling a pair of 2-pound weights, and within months, he was back to his old self, stronger and more energized. Here's a quick test for you: sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. Easy. Great, you're in good shape. Struggling? That's your cue to start building strength. Start small, maybe 10 minutes, 3 times a week, and gradually increase the challenge. Your muscles will thank you, and so will your future self. 2. Balance and stability, your fall-proof plan. Next, let's talk balance. This one's a biggie because falls are the leading cause of injury for folks over 70, and they're often more about shaky stability than weak legs. Walking keeps you moving forward, but it doesn't train those tiny stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core that keep you steady. And here's the thing: balance doesn't stick around on its own. It fades quietly unless you work on it. I'll never forget Edward, a 76-year-old who'd been active his whole life. One day, he stepped off a curb, wobbled, and nearly went down. He caught himself, but it shook him up. "I've been walking forever, how did this happen?" he asked me. Simple: his balance had slipped under the radar. We started him on easy exercises, standing on one foot for 10 seconds, walking heel to toe like a tightrope, and within weeks, he was steadier than ever. Why is balance so critical? Because a fall can change everything: fractured hips, long recoveries, even a loss of confidence. But the fix is so doable. Try this: stand near a counter, just in case, and lift one foot. Can you hold it for 10 seconds? If not, start practicing. Add in moves like side-to-side weight shifts or slow marches, and you'll build stability that walking alone can't touch. It's not about fancy equipment, it's about giving your body the tools to stay upright. 3. Flexibility and mobility, keep your joints young. Third on the list, flexibility and mobility. After 70, your joints start stiffening up, cartilage thins, muscles tighten, and suddenly, reaching for the top shelf feels like a stretch too far. Walking keeps your legs going, but it doesn't stretch your muscles or lubricate your joints the way they need. And when flexibility fades, so does your freedom to move without pain. Walter, a 78-year-old patient, learned this the hard way. He walked daily, but mornings got stiffer, and bending down became a chore. Just getting old, he thought, until I explained that mobility isn't lost to age, it's lost to neglect. We added gentle stretches, neck rolls, knee to chest pulls, ankle circles, and soon, he was moving like a man 10 years younger. Test yourself, turn your head side to side. Smooth or tight? If it's the latter, start with 5 to 10 minutes of dynamic stretching daily. Think yoga-inspired flows or simple joint rotations. Your joints will feel looser, your posture will improve, and you'll dodge the aches that creep in when mobility stalls. 4. Core and posture, the spine's best friends. Number 4, core strength and posture. A strong core isn't about six-pack abs, it's about supporting your spine, easing back pain, and keeping you steady. Walking doesn't hit those deep abdominal muscles, so if your core weakens, you might notice slouching, stiffness, or even balance issues. Harold, 75, came to me with rounding shoulders and a sore lower back despite his daily walks. I showed him seated pelvic tilts and wall stands to engage his core. Weeks later, less pain, straighter stance, better breathing. Try it, stand against a wall, back flat. Hard to hold? Time to strengthen those core muscles with simple moves like abdominal bracing or slow twists. 5. Joint protection, low impact love. Finally, let's protect those joints. Walking's repetitive impact can wear on knees and hips after 70, especially as cartilage thins. Raymond, 77, loved his walks but started feeling the strain. We swapped some walking for swimming and chair stretches, low impact moves that eased his joints. Soon, the stiffness faded. Check your joints, stand from a chair without hands. Any creaks? Mix in cycling, tai chi, or water exercises. Your joints will stay mobile without the grind. Wrapping up, your roadmap to thriving after 70. So there you have it, 5 priorities to shift your focus from endless walking to a smarter, stronger way to age: strength, balance, flexibility, core, and joint care. Start small, listen to your body, and watch how these changes transform how you feel. Aging isn't about slowing down, it's about moving wisely. What's your next step? Let me know, I'm rooting for you.